doing?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
My hat look good, y'all? My hat look good? All right, man. Say less. Appreciate it.
Top notch.
Top notch. Yes, sir.
Mid-season 4. MJ, last year you had, I'm probably consider like a down year by your standards based on who you have previously. How are you embracing a new opportunity, trying to bounce back this year, fourth year and in the contract year?
Just did a lot of soul searching, honestly, this off season. It was the toughest year I ever had, team-wise and also personal performance. So I just got into the lab, man, and worked my tail off, and so I can put myself in the best situation for my team, but also my family.
Why do you think last season did not go as well as you thought?
I'll probably say mental, routine, and injuries also, just staying healthy.
Coach mentioned that you've been putting in a ton of work just throughout the whole offseason. What does that work look like for you as you look to maybe bounce back?
I can say a lot of things, but I really, just let my play style this year. Just go have fun and just cut the tape on, they'll see.
When you say mental and routine, did something change? Did you do something differently? What do you mean when you say that?
I would say I always faced adversity my whole career, but it was like it was a lot of adversity, man. Every year, I mean not every year, but every week it was something new. My body, it just wasn't holding up as much as the previous years, and I think that probably would go back to the training I did that off season, and that's what I'd probably say.
So what did you change?
Hit the weights, man, way harder. Worked on my endurance, worked on longevity, just everything, just my hips, mobility, my shoulders, just everything I could think of that I feel like I should improve to help my game translate to the field, to be better for the team. I did.
MJ, what about this into this thing? Is there anything you're able to take away or glean from, this early portion of camp, not only just for you, but that secondary, there's a lot of high expectations. You guys are going to make a lot of plays.
Just be present, every day. Just have fun and, be the best that we can be for each other, and we hold each other to a high standard in our room, and just keep working one day at a time.
So when you talk about last year, when you went back and watched your film, did you notice technique and fundamental issues that were giving you trouble? And did you relate that to getting out of the routine like you talked about?
Can you ask me that one more time?
When you give up a couple big plays last year, did you think it was technique that had slipped for you, or were there other things that you blamed it on?
I would say, technique for sure, because when I play my technique, I feel like I'm the best corner in the game, one of them for sure, easily. So I feel like a receiver never really beats us, like anybody in our room, but the receiver never really beats us. So if we get beat on the plays, we already know what we did wrong. It's just trusting the technique and just doing it every single time, I would say.
Did you add weight, muscle, or?
Yes, sir, I did add 6 pounds of muscle, and I'm typically around the same weight I was, but it's just more explosive.
And what about the number change this year? I know one became available one maybe, but why the change?
It's just so much history in this number. I wore this number the whole time I was in Little League, up to high school. I wore it in high school, also in college. So when I put this number on, it just means a little more, to me. And then, that's pretty much why.
And last year against the Vikings, you had a pretty good couple days against Justin Jefferson. That was before the problems you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you go into the season thinking, man, this is going to be a big year for me?
Yes, sir. Every year I go into a season feeling that way, because I did work really hard, but the endurance, it wasn't really there. I feel like I was trending upward super early, and as the year went along, my body was just kind of on a downward spiral. So
that never happened in college.
Not really. I had a dislocated shoulder my sophomore year. That was one of my best years. So, I feel like it's a little bit of mental too, but my body was most definitely, not where it needed to be.
You should have taken time off. With those injuries that you had, you kind of say, I should have, looking back, I should have taken a week or two off to heal last year.
I could easily say that, but just me, I feel like, man, if I can get up and I can walk straight or I can run around a little bit, I just want to be out there with the team, man. No matter how I look, I'm a tough player. I always want to put the team first, but most definitely I feel like that probably would have helped, but it don't matter now. We focusing on this year.
I know you touched on being frustrated, so when the season was over and you get that break, like how did you pull yourself out of that, I guess?
Just had to, do some soul searching, man. Pray, stay close to God, and just work my tail off. Honestly, that's the only thing, that could, kind of get me out of that slump. Was the work, put in the work, and just come back and be ready.
You talk a lot about the work you did in the off season. How do you feel like that's already paid off for you? In the first few days of training camp.
Man, just being out there with the guys. Guys really can't get away from me, can't run away from me. Explosiveness in my hips. My lateral quickness, everything I feel like is improved, so I would say I was maxing out my badges this summer, working on all my attributes.
Coach Lynch said that you're more into the training room this year, weight room, more than nutrition. Is that a fact? Why weren't you before? Just take for granted that you were in good condition?
Sometimes you get used to a certain routine, and it worked for you, but every year different. So this year I just wanted to become a pro in every aspect, of my game, off the field, while I'm in the building, and also like when I'm not here.
MJ, when you talk about working on your technique this offseason, just what was that process? What did you do, and how did that come about?
Just hit the weights, man. Work. Just work, a lot of speed training, a lot of resistance work, and just doing everything that I can to improve my game, honestly.
Greg said he never felt 100% last year coming off that hamstring and missing training camp. How good does he look to you out here?
Oh man, Greg, he look great. I can't wait to see him play. He's competing very well at a high level, and he's right where he needs to be at this time of the year.
And I know you guys. Would you consider you guys fighting for reps out there at that second outside corner spot?
It depends on how you look at it. Our perspective is more of just competing to make each other better for the team good. It's never competition between me and him. We just want to make each other better. So at the end of the day, make our group better and make our team better. And we never want to feel how we felt last year. So we just push each other.
How much did Denzel have to do with you more professional this year? Did you talk to him about it?
I always talk to Denzel, man. He's my vet. He give me fruit every here and there. Whenever I ask him anything, I ask him, he'll tell me. So, but honestly, I just had to do it myself. This year it was just all me, mental. Me and God and my family. So I just had to go back to just go back to the drawing board. And I went back to Pensacola this offseason. Was around the family, was around, the kids, the youth, just training back in my high school, just having that vibe and being in that environment. It was good.
When we talked to Denzel last week, he mentioned defensive player of your game goal. It's obviously it's so hard for DBs to win that award, but do you think he has that next level to his game even?
Yeah, easily. 2-1, man, he's the best corner in the game. Easily, just the plays he make and how he come out, his breaks, just a lot of things. And you can't really teach what he got, honestly. But 2-1, he easily could be the defensive player of the year. Just last year, I'm pretty sure he probably had 20-plus PBUs. Probably like 7 of them could have been picks, truthfully. So he do that, man. It's easy. He easily could win that. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
All right, y'all.
How you guys doing? Good. We're gonna need a bigger stand.
Keep saying it.
Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Good summer?
Great.
Good.
We talked to Grant a little bit the other day. He talked about how he doesn't feel like he's done enough for this team. So what are the conversations like that you're having with Grant, and what do you think he needs to do?
You know, I think that's the answer you'd probably get from a man like him. Hardworking guy, always looking to do more, always looking to improve, always looking to develop. For me and for him, the conversation has just been, what can you do to affect others more positively and to make the ones around you better? And it doesn't have to necessarily be physically on the field, you know, through your actions and how you operate, and continuing to polish and shine up that part of his game, because there's a diamond there, and it's all about trying to get that thing to shine as possible, as bright as possible. And I feel like that's going to be a big emphasis for him, and himself, the team as a whole.
Ephraim, I know takeaways have been kind of elusive at times over the last couple of years for everyone, but
Yeah.
the safeties just seem to really want to maximize that for Grant especially. Just what needs to happen there?
I mean, you know, when you talk about attack defense, you know, no seatbelts, no handcuffs, attack and be aggressive. It all works together, you know, from the first, second, third level as a group. You know, obviously we gotta take advantage of the opportunities when they come. You got to be careful overdoing it and trying to create something, but when they do come, need to make those plays. So for us, it's just focusing in on those opportunities, trying to create those on the practice field, so that when they do come up, it's not the first time. So I'm constantly hunting different body positions and situations that they were in that they could have made, and I'm trying to duplicate that out there so that when they do come up, we have a chance to make them.
I saw it looked like Chris Esmond was out there yesterday with the ones when Grant looked like he was just watching.
Yeah.
What kind of development have you seen out of Chris, and what kind of role do you think he could carve out for himself?
That's a great question. You know, development's always going to be at the forefront of Kevin Stefanski's team. It's something he tells us from the very beginning in the very first staff meetings of the season. You're always developing and you're always growing, trying to grow players. And for him, it's not just from a coaching perspective, it's himself. It's also the development team in this building in terms of the weight room, the development group that surrounds those guys. And I feel like this organization's done an amazing job of surrounding a young man like him, but also for him to take advantage of all the different things in development. When you talk about what you see on the field, I mean, you see a 220-pound player who can move and who can run and can play man and play in space and play at the first and second and third level, but also a player in the meeting room that can retain a lot of information and apply it out there. So I'm excited to see where he's at. Again, a testament to the development of this organization when it comes to their players.
I mean, is he searching for that third guy? Can he be in that mix to be that third safety?
I mean, for us, you know, we're definitely looking for someone to come in and help. It's going to take a group. It's going to take a lot of guys. And it's going to take him going out there and doing it out here on this field, but in those games. So do I believe that he's a candidate? 1,000%.
Ephraim, you talk about you're trying to, when you watch the film from last year, you're trying to recreate those situations where capturing the turnovers were missed. How much of it do you think it's mental, or how much do you think it is just purely physical when it comes to getting after the football?
I think it's, give you the old coach answer. I think it's both. There is a mentality that, I think Grant's doing a great job. Every time we meet as a group or we break down as a huddle, Grant is like reminding us of how important that is. So that's the mental part of reminding the guys that we got to have it, or what the situation is and why, or we could have had this one. And then there is a physical component to it that we we try to duplicate. I mean, Kevin's first thing that he does in every single practice is a takeaway drill, or, letting people take away. So there's a physical component, 100%, but there's a mental component to it as well.
Ephraim, to go back to Scott's question about Chris, you guys in recent years have gotten so much production out of undrafted or formerly undrafted guys. So to talk about development, like what has made you guys so successful with that portion specifically?
I think as a coach, you have to pride yourself on development of players. And as personally, I take great pride in, taking a player, and whether it's undrafted free agent, and finding a way for him to get on the field. But it's also a testament to personnel and their identification of players, and giving us a group of guys for us to work through and talk about from a personnel side and coach's side, and doing a really good job with AB and his staff of finding a good group and saying, okay, of this, group of Mikes, I think it's that guy right there. Then taking that guy and growing him. So, again, in terms of that, it's definitely been a great mix of personnel, coaching, and player development. But at the same time, picking the right Mike, because that Mike will take to the development side the correct way. So definitely been a group effort.
Grant Delpit told us last week that he's really looking to take on more of the leadership roles. He gets deeper into his career. Just from your perspective, as you watched him through the offseason program, early part of training camp, what have you seen different?
Just a sense of urgency in everything he's doing from the moment he walks into the building to the moment he leaves. Being just present and locked in with the attitude and mentality that he understands that all these things are watching him and around him. But at the same time, going out there and we all know Grant Delpit's going to go out there on that grass and do what Grant Delpit does. But it's the things around the building, the attitude, the mentality, the communication, the vocal leadership, the more than just the physical part, but just feeling and hearing him is the things that I'd say that are he's really done a great job starting out to 2025 season with.
With Ronnie, what are the next steps for him? Right, I know you guys are counting on him in a big way.
I think the next step is, for me, the next step for him is he knows what to do. He's a problem solver. He can put fires out and he won't start them. Now what I want to see him do is go out there and be the playmaker that we all know he can be. Take advantage of the things that he does well in terms of his instincts, his ability to stay ahead, his ability to communicate. Now go out there and go be that guy for us. Go out there and calm everything, but then make the crowd go crazy, with what in the situations that he's able to, and take advantage of his ability to make plays.
Ashley, good.
I know it's not your position group, but Carson, everyone's talked about his coverage ability.
Yeah.
I guess, my question is, knowing he moved to linebacker, he played safety in high school.
Yeah.
Can you tell that that's a former safety out there, and what do you think about his ability to drop back with the guys?
Well, obviously, you see the big smile on my face. One, the young man's got a great feel for the game, pass and run. I mean, it's fun to watch him see it and get to drop pass drops. Coach Tarv's done a great job with him in the early stages of growing his game and going to get better. But you can feel when he's in the game. From a safety structure, you can feel when he's in. He does such a good job on his drops and understanding and seeing it. So I can see how he played safety. He's got a great feel for it. He's an awesome young player who's busting his butt, proving his toughness every day.
Appreciate y'all.
Good. Y'all have a great day. Thank you, guys.